Jungles are mostly hidden environments that are teeming with undiscovered species, uncharted territory, and potential perils. But occasionally, what's found in these isolated places can be downright terrifying. Ancient city of TIKAL. One of the most important archaeological discoveries in human history is the ancient city of TIKAL. TIKAL, which is situated in the heart of the jungle in Guatemala, was once a thriving center of the Mayan civilization, but for many years its mysteries were hidden beneath the thick cover of the forest. TIKAL's ruins were first discovered in the 19th century. Thanks to a large-scale excavation, it didn't start until the middle of the 20th, though. Archaeologists uncovered a staggering number of temples, palaces, and pyramids over the course of several decades, in addition to a vast amount of artifacts that shed light on Maya daily life. Temple IV, the largest building at TIKAL, is one of the tallest pre-Columbian structures in the Americas at an impressive 70 meters. From its peak, one can look out over the jungle and be in awe of the amazing engineering prowess of the prehistoric Maya. A highly developed civilization with a sophisticated understanding of astronomy, mathematics, and agriculture is demonstrated by the city's intricate network of causeways, plazas, and reservoirs. Inside the city, there are many things that cannot yet be explained, like why human sacrifice was such a big part of life. As a UNESCO World Heritage Site and popular tourist destination today, TIKAL draws tourists from all over the world. Its mere physical presence is enough to take your breath away. Mokele-mbembe. Mokele-mbembe is the name given to a cryptic and evasive creature that is said to dwell within the thick swampy jungles of the Congo Basin. There's only whispers of its existence at this point. This legendary dinosaur-like creature has for a long time piqued the interest of intrepid explorers and adventurers. They've been drawn to the area in the hopes of discovering the truth about this creature. The Mokele is said to have a long neck and tail comparable to those of a sauropod. Despite the fact that many years have been spent looking for evidence of its existence, no such evidence has ever been discovered. In spite of this lack of evidence, the mystery that surrounds the Mokele continues to be fueled by tantalizing eyewitness accounts and local folklore. Some people think that the creature is a living dinosaur, while others theorize that it's an entirely new species of animal that's never been seen before. The creature probably doesn't exist though, but something keeps the story alive. What that is anyone's guess. Tourism. Still, if I were deep within the jungle on my own, the lack of evidence would not make me feel at ease. The Hanging Coffins. Sagada is a town shrouded in mystery and ancient traditions, located in the tranquil mountains of the northern Philippines. The sight of hanging coffins, one of the customs, has long astounded both locals and visitors, though. This practice, which dates back to 400 to 500 years ago, involves putting wooden coffins in caves or hanging them precariously above the ground. But why do the Sagada people behave in this way? Well, they believe that the spirits of their departed loved ones are still in contact with the living. The dead are made one with nature and closer to their heavenly ancestors by having their coffins hung vertically. Although this custom isn't specific to Sagada, it has nonetheless ingrained itself deeply into their culture. In the past, elders would carve their own coffins out of local wood, placing their bodies inside in the fetal position to represent a return to the place where they originated, the womb. The body is passed from house to burial site in the shape of a ball while being carried in a blanket during the funeral procession. It's thought that when bodily fluid drips onto you, good luck will follow, and maybe a few diseases. Tourists continue to swarm to Sagada despite the lengthy drive and difficult roads leading there in order to see the unsettling sight of the hanging coffins. The municipality benefits greatly from it, and the practice's originality aids in the area's preservation. Indeed, Sagada is a place of wonder and amazement where antiquated customs coexist with contemporary curiosities. Yucatan cenotes. A world of eerie beauty and ancient mystery is hidden deep within the Yucatan Peninsula. The cenotes, which are natural sinkholes created by the collapse of porous limestone bedrock, are located here beneath the thick jungle canopy. These cenotes served as more than just a source of water for the ancient Mayans. They also served as sacred entrances to the underworld and the locations of some of their most gory rituals. The cenotes were regarded as entrances to this otherworldly realm in the pre-Columbian Mayan culture. This held that the gods resided in the underworld. The Mayans would carry out their holiest of rituals, such as human sacrifice here. The bodies of the sacrificial victims were frequently dumped in the cenotes, which were also used as burial grounds following these gruesome rituals. But the cenotes weren't just a place of dread and gloom. The Mayans frequently took baths in the cool, clear waters. This was to treat their illnesses because they were thought to have healing properties. However, cenotes still exude a mystic aura, and the thought of delving into one of these sinkholes' depths can be both thrilling and terrifying. Beware the cenotes if you ever find yourself wandering through the Yucatan Peninsula's lush jungles, because they conceal a dark and ancient past that is difficult to forget beneath their calm waters. You may just come upon human remains, really. The Darien Gap. Even the most daring explorers shudder at the mere mention of the Darien Gap. In addition to its treacherous terrain, this treacherous stretch of swamp and jungle that runs between Panama and Colombia is also notorious for its sinister past. Many intrepid travelers have died over the years trying to traverse this dangerous terrain, and it's said that their ghosts haunt the area, imprisoned forever in dense jungles. The indigenous Embera people of the area believe that the dead spirits still roam the jungle, making themselves heard in the rustling of leaves and the eerie silence of the night. They completely avoid certain areas out of the fear of the evil entities that seem to be hiding just beyond the trees. But the Darien Gap is not only inhabited by ghosts of the dead. Armed groups, drug traffickers, and people smugglers operate in the region as well, using its isolation to elude law enforcement. Along with deadly creatures like jaguars and poisonous snakes, the jungle is also rife with diseases like malaria and dengue fever. Some people still brave the Darien Gap in search of adventure and a chance to prove their mettle, despite the risks. They're forced to feel the weight of the cursed history that surrounds them as they make their way through the dense jungle, and they begin to wonder if they'll one day join the other ghosts haunting the endless Darien Gap. The City of Angkor. One of the most fascinating archaeological discoveries of the modern era was the discovery of Angkor, the ancient city buried deep within the jungles of Cambodia. The city had been hidden from the world for ages as the encroaching jungle slowly ate away at its enormous temples and palaces. The ruins of Angkor weren't discovered until the late 19th century by a French explorer by the name of Henry Mahaut. Mahaut was astounded by the size and magnificence of the long-since-forgotten ancient city. He wrote extensively about his findings, arousing a great deal of interest in the Angkorian ruins. As soon as Mahaut's discovery became known, it attracted the interest of both explorers and archaeologists all over the world. They flocked to Cambodia, eager to learn more about the ancient civilization that had once flourished there, and to unlock the mysteries of this lost city. The ruins of Angkor have been meticulously excavated and restored over the years by teams of archaeologists who have uncovered amazing treasures and shed light on the daily lives of the Khmer people who once called the city home. A testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and creativity, Angkor is still one of the most breathtaking and amazing archaeological sites in the world today. The Lost City of Z. For more than a century, people have been enthralled by the adventure, mystery, and exploration of the Lost City of Z. The legendary British explorer Percy Fawcett embarked on a perilous expedition into the heart of the Amazon jungle in 1925 in search of a long-lost city. This is where the story starts. Fawcett was certain that the lost city, which he called Z, was tucked away in the Amazon's uncharted wilderness. He was determined to find it because he had heard tales of a mysterious civilization. Fawcett and his team of explorers spent years looking for the lost city while contending with hunger, disease, and hostile tribes. But despite all of their efforts, they were unable to locate Z. Fawcett and his entire team actually vanished with no trace, leaving only enticing hints and unanswered questions in their wake. Many people have made the effort to discover the mysteries of the lost city of Z over the years, much like Fawcett did. Some have disappeared into the jungle, never to be heard from again, and others have returned with tales of undiscovered ruins and antiquities. The myth of the lost city of Z still endures today, inspiring countless explorers and adventurers to set out on their own explorations of the Amazon jungle. The Ball Court of the Chichen Itza. The Chichen Itza Ball Court serves as a somber reminder of the Maya civilization's fascination with human sacrifice. The imposing structure, which is more than 500 years old and extends more than 500 feet in length, is one of the biggest and most impressive ball courts in the entire world. It's a place of unnerving silence, which the stone walls seem to be resonating with the echoes of the past. In the ball court, the Maya engaged in a bloody game known as Pocatok, using a large rubber ball that could weigh up to 9 pounds. The competition was more than just a game. It was a sacred ceremony with alleged cosmic significance. The two teams represented the forces of light and darkness, and the ball represented the sun. The losing team frequently suffered a horrific end as a sacrifice to the gods. Human skulls and severed heads are among the symbols of sacrifice and battle that are carved into the walls of the ball court. According to legend, the court's acoustics are so precise that a whisper at one end of the room can be heard at the other, adding to the unease and discomfort that visitors frequently feel. The mysterious Chichen Itza ball court never ceases to enthrall and unnerve visitors with its haunting beauty. You almost feel as though you can hear the ghosts of the past whispering their darkest secrets as you walk through the ancient ruin. Rock apes of the Vietnam War. Soldiers on both sides of the Vietnam War described encounters with a mysterious and elusive rock ape. They were described as having the same size as a small human, being covered in thick matted fur and being extraordinarily strong. Others thought they were supernatural beings or even the outcome of covert military experiments gone wrong, while some claimed the creatures were simply enormous primates that had adapted to life in the harsh jungle environment. These creatures were difficult to photograph or capture because they only showed up for a brief period of time before disappearing completely. There is a feeling of unease and mystery surrounding the so-called rock apes because soldiers who claim to have encountered them were frequently met with skepticism or disbelief. According to some soldiers, the creatures appeared to have extraterrestrial intelligence because they were able to predict their movements and avoid capture with ease. Some people asserted that the rock apes were violent and vengeful, attacking soldiers who intruded in their territory. The true nature of the rock apes is still unknown, and those who hear about them are still fascinated and alarmed by their legend. See you all next time!